So as the worm begins to turn on the orange snake.
You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
The words "into the gutter" and "disastrously underwater" are being used to describe Trump's freefall in the public eye in a devastating report. It's our featured story just from hours ago on CNN. And you can bet that after seeing this report, the snake will definitely be awake. Man, when Harry Enton on CNN compares you to the Little Mermaid, well, you know it's a bad day to be Donald. In fact, let's make it worse by setting up our great report today from the now doged, chainsawed Voice of America just for extra spite.
Donald Trump's campaign focus on the economy carried through to his victory speech.
I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve.
A majority of voters said the economy and jobs were the most important issues in this election, says pollster Ashley Kirzinger.
With so many voters focusing on the economy, AP Vocast finds that the share of voters who say that their household's family finances are falling behind has increased from 4 years ago.
And on the economy, Kirzinger says, more people chose Trump. An overwhelming message from voters. In New Mexico, Judy Evans says she chose Trump because prices are too high.
Inflation has certainly affected me. My grocery bill has doubled in the last 2 years. My electricity and that sort of thing has gone up quite a bit.
In North Carolina, Aaron Anderson admires Trump's record on the economy.
Trump, he's going to get it fixed for us. It was running good when he was in here before, and get it back on track again.
Voter Charles Boudreau expects fast action from the new administration.
Or they'll have less regulations. They'll be spending more in their particular areas. People that'll have more money will spend more money in their particular areas. Gas prices will go down.
Trump's economic plans include more oil drilling, lower taxes, and import tariffs, which most economists believe will result in higher prices for American consumers. Scott Stearns, VOA News.
Now, as you're about to see today's brutal report coming up right now from CNN this morning, it's enough to make McDonald cough up a McNugget. Unless, of course, he's choking on his own words.
We will end inflation and make America affordable again. We're going to get the prices down. We have to get them down. It's too much. Groceries, cars, everything. We're going to get the prices down. But prices will come down. You just watch. They'll come down, and they'll come down fast, not only with insurance, with everything. So tomorrow, I will end inflation. We will cut your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices. I will end inflation, end inflation.
Okay, let's watch what is described by top professionals in their field as an abject disaster for the president who parties with pedophiles, but can't deliver the goods.
President Trump's tariffs are being passed along to consumers. So the question is, how do Americans feel about Trump's handling of inflation? CNN's Harry Enton is joining us now. Harry, this is really a huge piece of why the president was elected, was to get a handle on cost of living. So how do Americans feel like he's doing?
Let me just say, this is an abject disaster. Abject disaster for the President of the United States. You mentioned it, Jessica. Look, voters on Trump and inflation. He won the 2024 election because he was more entrusted on inflation than Kamala Harris was, led by a margin of 9 points. Look at where his net approval stands today, though, on inflation. My goodness gracious. Into the gutter we go, underwater we go. He's 25 points underwater. My goodness gracious. That is where the Little Mermaid is, and he is matching the Little Mermaid. That's how far underwater he is on the issue that got him elected. He led on by 9 points on it last year, and now he's 25 points underwater. As I said, this is a complete and total disaster for the President of the United States.
So let's look ahead to 2026 when a lot of all the House Republicans, some senators going to be on the ballot. How is that shaping up?
Yeah, if Republicans in Congress think that they can escape the wrath of the voters when it comes to inflation, I have a bit of a rude awakening for them. Trust which party more on inflation? You go back to the 2022 midterms, look at this. Republicans led by 13 points on which party was more trusted in inflation. Look at where we are now. Nearly a 15-point shift in the Democrats' direction. It's within the margin of error, but the Democrats up by a point. This just looks totally different from where we were back in 2022 when, of course, Republicans took back the House. That's what Democrats are trying to do this time around, looking much better for them. The bottom line is the wrath that the voters feel for Donald Trump and inflation is transferring over to House Republicans and now Democrats, although it's a small lead, a big difference from where we were back in October of 2022, with Democrats actually in the positive and Republicans in the negative. Very much the reverse of where we were just 3 years ago.
Yeah, and so how do voters feel about inflation in terms of where it ranks, what kind of priority it is for them?
Right. So we started off this segment by saying that inflation was the reason that Donald Trump was elected. It was the most important issue for the voters back last year at this point. And look at where we are today. What is the top issue for you right now? It's a runaway. It's inflation. It's 34% compared to the economy, which is basically very similar at 16%, Medicare and Social Security at 14%. But the bottom line is voters in poll after poll after poll say that Donald Trump has taken his eye off the ball, off the big issue of the day, which is inflation. And that is why Donald Trump is way underwater on this issue. And it's why Democrats have caught up to Republicans on the all-important issue of inflation. I can guarantee you this, Jessica, if these numbers look right now like they do, or will look on Election Day 2026, there is no way on God's green earth that Republicans can hold on to the House of Representatives. These numbers, as I said, an abject disaster for Donald Trump and therefore Republicans.
I mean, I'm no Harry Enton, but 34 is
That's a big number.
More than double 16.
That is a very, very large number.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, the only way that they can win the next election is if they rig the next election. Trump knows it, you know it, I know it, and this Texas voter knows it. Well, so well that we'll give this disgruntled American gentleman the last word on today's subject.
He cheated on his taxes. He cheated on his business loans. He cheated on his wives. He was caught cheating on video on the golf course. He cheated on the business contractors that he stiffed through 40 years of business, and he tried to cheat in the 2020 election. Now he's trying to cheat and win this 2026 midterm election because he knows he can't win.